Okay guys, what we're doing today is we're going to be milling the back side of these front blocks. So from the last operation, in the last video, we machined mostly all of the top side features, and what I didn't show you is I brought them over to the hand tapper and just tapped all the holes nice and straight. So now what we got to do is flip these parts over and mill the back side. And there's really no good way to hold these things. They're all round and curvy, and there's no flat spot to grab them with, and there would be no repeatable way to hold them unless you make some soft jaws. So what I'm going to do is mill this profile into the jaws to the depth of where this radius starts, so that they'll register against the bottom part of the jaws, and then I can clamp, and it'll clamp basically on this part and up and around this part here, so that it can hold them in a repeatable fashion. So I got everything set up already. All we're going to have to do is hit go, and we'll make some soft jaws. Okay, so a couple of things you might have noticed is there's a gap in here, in between the jaws, and that is because I have a quarter-inch thick parallel down in there, so that I can clamp onto it while I'm machining the jaws, so that the movable jaw is more rigid. It's in the condition that it should be in whenever it's tight. And that gives us enough clearance that we can actually tighten up on the part. Whereas if we had the jaws touching and we machine these pockets, whenever we go to clamp it, we would have no play, or no extra clamping pressure in case one of the parts was undersized a little bit, a couple thousandths. If the part was undersized, then we wouldn't actually clamp on anything and the part could come out of the vise. So that's why we put this parallel down at the bottom to give some clearance, so that when we tighten down on the parts, we're actually tightening down on the parts, not on the actual jaws. And the other thing I did was machine the ends of the ends of the jaws flat, and the reason for that is for next time. So the next time I do this program, and after I've taken these jaws out and I want to put them back in, my program 0 will be halfway in between these two machines' surfaces, which is easy enough to do. I can just touch off both sides and then divide by 2, and the back side of the non-moving jaw. So that's where I'll find my X and Y 0. So let's see how these things fit. So this is one of my first attempts. The ball and mill didn't end up quite right, so if we mess this one up, it's no big deal. So it fits in there pretty snug. Get a little bit of pressure on it, and that's it. That ain't going anywhere. And unlike the first set, or the first operation, because we're holding it by almost 1/4 of an inch of material here, I don't see that there's going to be any problem with these parts trying to jump up out of the vise like they were on this side when I was only holding it by 90 thousandths of material. So I'm going to go back up to the office there, and the house. Go back up to the house and write the G code, or post the G code onto a thumbstick, and come back down here and machine the back side. We'll be right back.